another day in the garage, or should I say outside the garage when I open the doors. Yep, this is technically day 5 for me, but day 6 to try and get this 7-day engine conversion challenge done. So there's not really a great deal left to do, but what there is to do could be a lot of problems. So we've got lots of little insignificant bits under the bonnet to do, more like, you know, connecting up the coolant hoses. We've got to make a bracket for the heater control on off valve. There's loads of silly little things like that, but then the 2 big things that we've got left remaining to do is the fuel tank, because the old setup used to be a carburetted car and it had an engine driven fuel pump, and of course this new engine is fuel injection, so it's going to need an in-tank pump. And of course we've got the tank out of the old car, or the donor car should I say, so we're kind of hoping it might fit, but by the way everything else has gone, probably not. So we might end up having to cut the new fuel tank open and weld parts into the old fuel tank. We'll see how it goes. So fingers crossed the tank goes in with not too much buggering about. And of course the other thing is the wiring harness. So here is the complete wiring harness out of the donor car. And of course, if we do decide to fit this, we're not going to fit every single part of it, because we don't need the wiring for electric windows, central locking, airbag, lots of other stuff, the heater controls. All we need is the engine stuff, so that's going to be a lot of mucking around, cutting stuff out that we don't actually need. But the plan is, with the wiring harness, what we're actually going to do is plug it all in, earth all the earth points, but do all that outside the car. So we're literally going to lay the loom, if you want the word, on top of the outside the car, plug it all in, make sure the engine runs, make sure it all works, and then we're going to start chopping the wiring harness around to actually fit in the car. So that's the plan, and we've got 2 days to do it, really. Call it 2.5, but like I say, I've got 3 days because I've done 1 day less on it than Jordan has. So we'll see how we go. And of course, the other little thing which I've just spotted here, let me show you. This car, this donor car, has got a transponder type immobiliser. So we're either going to have to leave that in somewhere, tuck it behind the dash, or if it's bypassable, I don't think it's going to be, but if it is, maybe we can do that. Okay, well, Jordan's not down here yet. The last time I sort of knew, he was still in bed, so lazy old sod. But that's all right. I'm just down here, open up, get starting. I'm going to take all my batteries off charge, all my drills and impact guns and stuff like that, which I put on charge over the weekends. Don't like leaving stuff on charge unattended, but every now and then doesn't hurt. Okay, and I would just like to say as well, the interview that Alex Hart, the DGSE, did with me a few days back, we absolutely had him. So if anyone wants to see that, hopefully, if I remember, I'll put a link to that video in the description. So if not, go and look up Alex Hart's channel, which is the DJSE. He's doing a lot of interviews with like mini YouTubers and everything, and yeah, he did one with me a few days back, and yeah, it's pretty funny. So, well, one part's pretty funny, that's all I'll say to that at this stage. But thanks a lot, Alex, I do appreciate that, and I did actually really enjoy having the questions asked. So right, I'm going to open the shop up and yeah, see what I can sort out. Right, well, the first thing I'm going to be concentrating on is connecting up these little earth leads. I'm actually going to double up on them. This is the one from the original car, and this is the one that come with the engine, so it doesn't hurt to double up on them. A little bit of extra amperage, and monkeying around under there is Jordan. He's going to be tinkering around with a clutch slave, trying to get that in and working. I think that's his first job. Yeah, and then I'm going to be trying to sort of connect up starter, motor, alternator, try and get all them sort of things in and doing something. Oh dear, here's a handy little tool for you to see. This bolt doesn't quite fit through that hole, which is pretty annoying, but a tool I acquired years and years ago. I think they call it a handyman's reamer. Obviously it's for opening up little holes like that. All good. Make it a bit bigger, make that bolt fit through. Right, here we go. This is my little challenge now. It's going to attempt the speedo drive. Now, putting these two side by side, they look pretty similar, but the only difference I can notice, let me turn the light on. Oh, I've got to go all the way up here to turn the light on. Lights. Yeah, the only thing I do sort of notice is, oh, I don't know actually. I mean, obviously this cog is narrower than that one, so maybe from this little pin here, maybe the innards are changeable. So I'm going to look at that. Now we're at a bit of delicate surgery. The original ear I broke off of there, off of the speedo drive, so I've chopped it off, chopped a good one off the other one, and I'm trying to weld it on the one that I've got to fit to the car now. So this could go really good or really bad, so, or really wonky, knowing me. Right, see how we go now. Oh, focus. It doesn't look too bad, so see if we can hash the other two parts together with a bit of quick steel. I think quick steel job looks marvelous. The drill bit obviously is just to keep the top bit centered, so hopefully that'll work. Who knows? Just got to wait for that to go off, and in the meantime I'll find something else to do. I'll go back to battery cables, this time the positive cable. Now, because the battery is located on the driver's side on the car we're fitting it all to, and it was on the passenger side on the donor car, I've got to modify the donor car battery cable because it's also got to connect to possibly the fuse box, which comes off straight by the passenger side as well. So I'm going to fit, of course, you cut off the battery terminal. I'm going to fit these little eyelets, and they're going to go on the alternator. That end goes on the fuse box, and then that end can go straight over to the starter. So it's kind of a bit of a topsy-turvy sort of way of doing it, but this should keep it quite simple really. I would have always soldered these on, but I've got one of these little crimpers now. Excellent bit of kit. So I'm just going to crimp the ends onto them cables, bit of insulation tape around them to tidy them up, and then let's go and fit them to the car. Right, while I'm on electricals, I've connected this beautiful engine earth, and it also doubles up as an engine mount if the other ones fail. It's a bit heavy duty, but we like heavy duty. There is the finished article of the Speedo drive. Now let's see if I can actually film myself putting it together. Dropped it. Now the big question is it going to fit still? Yep, that's gone down okay. Let's get the securing bolt in place. And then all I need to do now is find the little clip that actually secured it down. There's the Speedo cable. So that goes in there. Got to kind of line it up. I can't see anything. But let's push it in and hope it works. Right. reckon that's as near as damn it anyway. So fingers crossed that works. And next, I ain't got a clue what this little gadget is, but I've got to mount that on the bulkhead somewhere. So, because this did fit behind all this airbox and everything, so it's got to go up here somewhere. See what I can find. If by magic, there it is, all in, nice and secure. So I don't know what to look at next. That's this side kind of sorted. Ah, alternator belt, got to put a belt on it. Right, so now onto the throttle cable, and as you can see, there's the throttle cable bracket, but with the cable on the little snail there, it doesn't sit on there properly. It needs to be in about that sort of area, even to have a bit of adjustment. So fortunately, 2 bolts down there, and that will take that cable support off, and I'm going to remake it. Here we go. What's the next job? He's trying to get these battery shots, look. And what's happening?
Don't all have flash tripods and gadgets to put our phones on, do we?
Oh, no we don't, do we?
Right. You know what?
But I do.
A box with a slit in it's going to be my next best friend. I mean,
Steady what you're saying now. If you're happy with a box with a slit in it, then best you move out.
I mean, my box are leaving.
Oh, he's taking it with him. Oh dear. Oh well, back onto the serious subject. We're going to drop the fuel tank out and see if...
I think that's a 90s Mini by the...
yeah, probably. And we're probably going to see if this new fuel tank's going to fit. Oh, keep your fingers crossed for us, guys.